Welcome back to our channel. The ancient lands of the Middle East, vast deserts, sacred rivers, and ancient cities have always captured the imagination of historians and believers alike. This region, home to Arabs, Jews, and many other peoples, carries the echoes of stories that shaped faith itself. But let me ask you, how often do we hear about the other 12 tribes? We all know about the 12 tribes of Israel, but what about the 12 tribes of Ishmael, Abraham's firstborn son? In today's video, we'll uncover who these tribes were, where they lived, and what history and archaeology reveal about their existence. Make sure to like this video if you love biblical history, and share it with someone who enjoys discovering the forgotten parts of Scripture. Abraham longed for a son, and before Isaac was born, his first child came through Hagar, an Egyptian servant of Sarah. That child was Ishmael. Now, here's something to think about. If Isaac became the father of Israel, what legacy did Ishmael leave behind? The Bible tells us that God himself blessed Ishmael, promising that 12 princes would come from him, forming a great nation. Genesis 25 verses 13 to 15 even records their names: Nebaioth, Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam, Mishma, Dumah, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedemah. Yet how many of us can actually name even one of them? Many assume that all Arabs are Ishmael's descendants. But is that really true? In reality, the Middle East was, and still is, a tapestry of Semitic peoples, descendants of Abraham, Lot, Esau, Keturah, and others. Ishmael's lineage is only one thread in this complex design. So what happened to Ishmael's tribes? Where did they go? The Ishmaelites spread across the Arabian Peninsula, stretching through what we now call Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, Jordan, and the United Arab Emirates. They were desert dwellers, merchants, and warriors, people who learned to survive in the harsh heat and shifting sands. They also reached the Sinai Peninsula, Jordan, and even parts of North Africa. Imagine the caravans of spice and incense moving across the desert. That was their world. But which tribes stood out the most? Let's explore a few. Ishmael's eldest, Nebaioth, carried prophetic importance. Ancient records connect him to the Nabateans, the same people who built the stone city of Petra. Could it be that the famous Nabateans were once descendants of Ishmael? The Kedarites, another major tribe, appear often in Assyrian inscriptions. They were known as expert shepherds and traders. The prophet Isaiah 60:7 even mentions their flocks. So while Israel's tribes built kingdoms in Canaan, Ishmael's descendants thrived across Arabia. The tribe of Mishma, for instance, might have settled near the mountain now called Jebel Mishma. Interestingly, some scholars believe they later merged with one of Israel's own tribes, the tribe of Simeon. Does this mean that the bloodlines of Israel and Ishmael eventually mixed? Then there's Dumah, mentioned in Isaiah and Joshua, believed to be an ancient stronghold of the Arabs. The Assyrian king Sennacherib even recorded fighting the king of Dumah, referring to him as king of the Arabs. History doesn't forget, it whispers through inscriptions and stones. The tribe of Tema is another fascinating example. Located near the famous Oasis of Tema in modern-day Saudi Arabia, it was a key stop on the ancient incense trade route. Imagine Ishmaelite traders carrying spices, perfumes, and gold, crossing vast deserts under starlit skies. Could this be why Ishmael's name, meaning God will hear, was remembered with respect even among foreign nations? Over time, many Ishmaelite tribes blended with neighboring peoples, Midianites, Hagarenes, and even Kenite. Did you know that some biblical scholars suggest Caleb, Joshua's companion, might have had Ishmaelite roots? It's a reminder that biblical history isn't black and white. It's woven with family ties, intermarriages, and shared destinies. Today, descendants of Ishmael are believed to live across Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the Gulf of Aqaba, and the Sinai Peninsula. The ancient lands of Midian, once home to Abraham's other descendants through Keturah, also became part of Ishmael's story, a story that bridges Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Isn't it fascinating that Ishmael, once a boy cast into the wilderness, would become the ancestor of nations and a figure honored in all three faiths? The 12 tribes of Ishmael remind us that God's promises extend beyond one people. Each tribe carried a story of survival, faith, and destiny. So what do you think? Have we overlooked Ishmael's legacy for too long? And what might modern archaeology still reveal about these lost tribes? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insights matter. And if you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more forgotten stories of the Bible. Until next time, stay curious, stay blessed.